Rachel, and I'm going to spend a few minutes with you today talking about flowers and floral arranging for the holiday. There is a custom to adorn our homes with flowers for the Shavuot holiday. We do so to remind us of the flowers that beautified Mount Sinai at the giving of the Torah. And right now, with everything that's happening in the world, it may be a little difficult to get to the store and get flowers. So I would like everyone to think about where they could find flowers near their home, in their yard, possibly when you're out for a walk. It doesn't have to be long stem roses like we think about in the grocery store or carnations. It could be simply some beautiful greens from outside in your yard, shrubs or flowers, ferns, and I'm going to show you a few of the different things. I walked around my yard today, and I am a gardener and I love to garden, and I do have a lot of flowers. As you can see here, I have some yellow irises that were growing that I put into a vase, and also some roses. But when we think of adorning our homes with things from outside, think about nature. Think what grows naturally here in our area. A few things that I pulled out of my yard that are native here are simple things like huckleberry. It's just huckleberry bush we can use. The first thing we need to think about is what we're going to put our arrangement in. You can use something simple like a pitcher you have in the kitchen, or a jam jar, or a spaghetti sauce jar, a canning jar, or if you have a favorite vase or set of vases. There's many things. You don't have to spend any money. You can simply use any kind of vessel you have that holds water, that is watertight. The first thing I do after I come in the house with the flowers and greens, I always take the bottom stems off after I've put cool water in whatever vessel I've planned to use. You can do that with scissors, you can do that with pruners. I just snip the bottoms off. We don't want to have any greenery in the water because that can really make the water discolored and also can take away from the nutrients for our flowers. So we want to recut the stems so they can absorb the water. And then we can put it right into whatever vessel we'd like to use. You can keep things tall, you can keep them short. Think about if you're going to be sitting at your kitchen table, you may want a shorter arrangement so people can see each other and not have to look through the branches. You could do something simple. You could just take a rhododendron cutting. Once you've brought it in the house, cut it again so it will absorb water, and simply put it in a glass. Very beautiful, very simple. Things a lot of us don't think about are herbs. This is catnip that I grow for my cats. It's beautiful, has a beautiful flower, is a great filler. You can use that in any kind of vase. Also, this is from euchera plants, also known as coral bells. We don't always think about we can use something as simple as that to fill in on an arrangement. Just filling in wherever you feel it looks nice. Again, you can take another rhododendron, just put that in a nice little jam jar here, and you can set several of those on your table. More greenery. This is just the shrub spirea that many of us have in our yards. That's lovely and green. This is a chartreuse shade. I also have some shrub roses here. And just think about what you have in your yard, or if you're out for a walk, maybe take some scissors with you and take a few snips here and there in public areas. Please don't take anything out of someone else's yard. Or if you have a neighbor that's a gardener, you could ask them if you could possibly pick some items from their yard. Here I just have a simple fern. We can take the bottom off of it. Take the bottom leaves off. Those come right off quickly. Put that into our vase. Again, if you like tall arrangements, you can keep them tall. We can also keep them simple and short. Here I have some roses that I pruned off one of my rose bushes. I'm just going to prune that short and put it into this small bud vase. Doesn't have to be fancy. All we're wanting to do is bring the beauty of the outside into our homes. Just 3 simple rosebuds right in a little bud vase. Other things to think about are spring flowering bulbs. This is what's left of my allium, which is an ornamental onion. They're also lovely when they're dried. Other herbs to think about, fennel, also lovely. Not only is it beautiful, but it smells wonderful at the table. We can always go for the very bright, colorful flowers like roses, or we could be more subdued and just have greenery. It's whatever you prefer. And however you want to arrange it. It can be loose and flowy. It can be one single stem. You can take one allium here and put it into a single vase all by itself. And it's very, very lovely. Another tip to remember is to change the water daily. That will make your arrangement last much longer. Also, when you change the water, recutting the stems, which will allow the beautiful greenery and flowers to absorb more water. What happens if you don't cut them every day, they will start to get a film over the bottom on the cut portion of the plant, and then it won't absorb water. So recutting the bottoms every day will help refresh your arrangement. And as things get tired and worn out in the arrangement, you can take them out and add new things. You can change the vessel that they're in if there's not enough items in your vase or your jar. You can do all kinds of things. Leave it up to your imagination and make something that you think is beautiful. Doesn't need to look like Pinterest, doesn't need to be Instagram perfect, just something that you love that reminds you of the beauty of the outdoors. Have a lovely evening.